It's KBIA Thinking Out Loud and the Thinking Out Loud podcast. Adam Saunders is here. He is the co-founder of the Columbia Center for Urban Agriculture. They're going to be having their big annual event, the Harvest Hoontenanny, this weekend. Adam, welcome. Good to talk to you.
Thanks, Darren. Thanks for having me in.
You bet. Tell us about the Harvest Hoontenanny.
Yeah, this is our 14th annual Harvest Hootenanny. It's a celebration of the harvest and of all of good food and ways to get involved with this big, beautiful community we have. This event is coming up this Saturday, the 16th, from 4 until 9. It's there right next in the farmers market at Columbia's Agriculture Park. We have a big Missouri meal prepared by the Columbia Area Career Center. Those high school students do a lot of that work to prepare food, and they're the real heroes of the show, making a beautiful, delicious meal.
If people don't know about this is a high-end culinary arts class that they do out there at the Career Center. So these guys know their stuff, and ladies know their stuff.
That's right. Yeah, Brooke Harlan has been there teaching for a long time. He's does an amazing job. And these students take it very seriously. They use a lot of the produce grown there at the urban farm from other Missouri farms, patchwork, country neighbors, and they get a real farm-to-table experience.
Tell us a little bit more about what CCUA is all about. You've been here for a while, and the basic understanding that a lot of people have is you live in the city and you drive past farms when you go out into the country. You guys are talking about growing food right here in the city.
Yeah, we've been able to bring a little bit of country in through home gardening and chickens and a wide range of programming. Our mission is to provide hands-on learning from seed to plate, and we do that in a bunch of different strategies, both at our two urban farms and in backyards around Columbia. One people may know about is our Sponsor a Row program, Planting for the Pantry. People will sponsor a row at our farms, and we take food to the food pantry. Last year was 47,000 pounds of fresh produce was donated to the central pantry, and as well as to a pantry at the VA hospital we helped co-found. So that's a major part to help basically get healthy food more available in the community.
And that is true not just for people growing food in their own yard and taking it into their kitchen and cooking it and serving it to their kids, but it's true for a lot of other people as well. I know, for instance, you guys are kind of plugged in with the deal they're doing at Broadway Christian Church out on the west side, and they have a big garden out there on the church property, and a lot of that food is going to refugees and people that have just come into town.
That's right. That's the thing about food is everybody eats. Everybody I've ever talked to eats food every day, and they have an interest in it, and they want to eat good food. And so that's been a real glue that's been helped provide a through line for what we do. And so we've developed a wide range of program. We do home garden mentoring for families with low income. We do therapy gardens with an addiction recovery program. We run a produce prescription program, an apprentice farm training program. There's a lot there. I feel like we've just scratched the surface, and really we've developed this big onion. There's a lot of layers to what we do, right? And there's just so much potential to it.
Okay, you've got us sold. It's a great program. We want to help out, so we're going to come out Saturday, 4 until 9, and there's a lot that people are going to be able to do besides hand you money and say, you guys are great, thank you, goodbye.
Right, absolutely, yeah. There's a great meal, like we talked about, but there's also live music out in a big beer garden and carnival games and a dunk tank. Yours truly, I'll be in there at some point through the afternoon. And but it's a great place to see the gardens. The gardens are in full swing. The pollinators are up. The beautiful vegetables are there. Our summer rotation is still in full swing of peppers and tomatoes. Our fall rotation is developing fast. Our kohlrabi, our lettuce, our radishes, kale, and so it's great for inspiration for your own home garden. If you ever thought about being a farmer or just want to learn more about this, there's a lot here, and so we try to tailor our work to reach people wherever they're at on that learning curve and help them take those next steps.
Chump Change is going to be there, and they swing like crazy.
They're great.
Oh man, fantastic!
Mercer and Johnson, they've played every Hootenanny back to 2010 when we first started. So yeah, it's come a long way. We had very humble roots as an all-volunteer organization. Now we've got 22 full-time staff delivering great suite of programming. Been working with the City of Columbia Parks and Rec the last 7 years to develop Columbia's Agriculture Park right next to the Ark. And so that's been a great public-private partnership. And people have seen the new Farmers Market Pavilion, how much that's breathed a lot of life into that Saturday morning event. they're getting 6,000 plus people every Saturday morning, and that really helps the farmers and really brings people together in a good way.
It's a place where I know a lot of people just plan a weekend around going out there on Saturday morning because they know they're going to see their friends. They're going to hear some very cool music. Sky Point to Paul Fosh. We're going to miss him out
Amen.
there. What a beautiful guy, and he was a part of the music there. But there's so much other great music that's happening there every Saturday morning. They've got the Wednesday as well, and it's all part of this whole idea of getting food out of the ground and not just out of a sack at a drive-through restaurant.
That's right.
I like me a good burger every now and then. Tell me a little bit more, though, about one specific area of this, because I know that you're building the Hootenanny this weekend from 4 to 9 out there as a family-friendly event. Part of this is just raising kids with this idea of where the food comes from. When my kids were in grade school 100 years ago, we did, like most third graders in Columbia, the little bus trip out to the MU Research Farm, the dairy farm out by Midway. And I come from a farm family. My kids knew where food came from, but the kids got off the bus and they, the milk comes from aisle 9. They didn't realize there's this animal called a cow that sits out there in the field and eats grass and gives you milk. And so the educational aspect of this really does change a lot of young lives for people that are kind of in this urban area that don't necessarily hang out with farmers or see where the milk comes from.
Absolutely, yeah. We do a big farm to school partnership with public schools, private schools in the area. We do work at the schools, working with teachers to do gardening at the school, but also field trips to our site. And we have a ton of lessons about, and it ties to all the different grade level expectations. And because you can teach anything in a garden, you can teach science, you can teach mathematics, you can do reading, you can do history, and so it's just a fun, beautiful, inspiring place to be. And so we're really to try and inspire that wonder and fascination with food, with the natural world, and get the flavors, the senses, the smells. That's what people will remember through their life, and we're hoping that helps seed a nice interest in food, in farming, and just connect that hopefully play through the rest of their lives.
My grandfather was a farmer for a while. I had an uncle who had a cattle ranch. I've been associated with that my whole life. I'm from that kind of family. But a lot of people aren't. There's fewer and fewer people that
Right.
that have a grandfather that goes out and does this stuff, or have an uncle that has a ranch like I did. And so giving kids that opportunity, it's rarer and rarer that they just have grown up with it.
That's right. Yeah, there's just an urbanization of our culture, of our world, and kind of less than 2% of our population are farmers, and that's a kind of precarious situation for a society to have so few people involved. And so, if we want to recruit more farmers in the generations ahead, these people are going to have to come from the cities because that's where
Sure.
people are. And urban agriculture plays as a key role as a stepping stone for people who grew up in the city, who are interested in food, in the environment, in science. And how do you make a living out of this? How do you give back? It's very service oriented. There's a lot there. And so if we can inspire people of any age to, whether it's a home garden or a profession in agriculture, that's a win that I see, that a role that not just CCUA plays, but urban agriculture across the country, across the world plays to stabilize the world and to make it a more vibrant and productive place.
And I want to remind folks again, it is a free event. Now, you can't purchase tickets. In fact, you can get them ahead of time if you want at ColumbiaUrbanAg.org. That'll get you your dinner, some drinks. There's going to be a beer garden, I hear, and all the games
Right.
and all of that stuff. It is a fundraiser for CCUA. But if you want, you can just, show up and listen to the music and have a time.
There's no entry fee. Anybody can come and listen to music and enjoy the sights and scenery. But yeah, we have tickets for meals, for the games, like you said, and the beer garden, and we've got some great raffle items. So yeah, all proceeds that we make through the event support the programming that the Center for Urban Agriculture does. And we make a lot of new friends through this process, which is why we do it. And I look forward to seeing folks out there and in showcasing this beautiful garden we put together.
It's at the Columbia Agriculture Park, 4 to 9 this Saturday. And again, the website is ColumbiaUrbanAg.org. Adam Saunders from the Columbia Center for Urban Agriculture. What a pleasure it's been to talk to you, man. Thanks
Darren.
for coming in and have a blast this weekend.
Thank you.